So first we're gonna start with making the sheets ready, which have flour, salt, and baking powder in it. And we're gonna add some oil. Better to use neutral oil, doesn't have any flavor in it and no smell. And we're gonna take milk, which also have half cup of water in it. And we're gonna need the dough. All the recipes are in the link down below, as written in grams or cups both ways. So after bringing this all together, we're gonna use our hands so that the dough can have really good texture. After the dough comes together, we're gonna knead it with hands on the surface just for 5 minutes and bring it all together. And after that, we're gonna leave this for about 30 minutes. So it's been about 30 minutes, and now we're gonna divide the dough in half. And after dividing it in half, we're gonna make 8 small balls from it. 8 small balls each. So you're gonna have about 16 of them. So we're gonna make 16 layers, to be exact. So first it needs to be 8 first layers, then comes the filling of walnuts and any different nuts, and then comes another 8 layers. So we're gonna roll the ball, just make circles out of it, and we're gonna do this same to every ball. And we're gonna need a lot of flour for it so it doesn't stick. And we're gonna roll as thin as possible until you see your hands through it. So you're gonna roll first batch, which is 8 of them, and you're gonna roll the same size, and we're gonna top it on top of each other with a lot of flour so it doesn't stick together. So as you can see now, you can see your handprints through it. So after, we're gonna top it on of each other. So it's 8 sheets, and we are rolling it all together so we have a desired same flatness to it. And we're gonna flip some of them and put more flour to it so it doesn't stick all together. And then we're gonna roll it again a bit more so that we have a desired shape ready, and so we can cut it out of the ring. So as you can see, it's all ready, and you can see how thin it is, and then it's easy to peel. So after this, add some more flour and just twist a bit more, and then we are ready to cut the shapes out of it. So I'm taking this cake tin for it, so I'm gonna just shape it and cut the edges off. And one pro tip, you can always use the edges which we are cutting right now in the middle of the sheets, so you don't have to throw it away or roll it again. You're gonna be needing melting butter. It has to be unsalted. Just brush the tin on the ring sides and on the bottom, and we're gonna start layering it up. Here goes the first layer, and it's better to use more butter after every layer so it's more crispy and more richness is there. And we're gonna use the scrapes in the middle of each layer so it doesn't show any. So here's our first batch of 8 layers, and now we're gonna put the nut mixture in the middle. So it's basically walnuts, almonds, all together. I'm gonna just evenly spread it out, and then we're gonna put another 8 layers of the sheets again, and on the top we also put some pistachio, so there's a different color and different textures to it. And now we're gonna do another 8 layers of the sheets again. So it's the same process, I'm just showing you once more how it's done. But be careful that you don't destroy or press hard the layers down, because we need to see different layers in baklava. So it's better not to press it hard, just really gently with the brush. So here we are finished with our baklava. Now we're gonna cut it first, because it's really hard to cut it after it's baked, so it's always better to cut before. So we're gonna cut diamond shapes. So we're gonna take it first horizontally and then vertically to make the diamond shapes. You can also make a square if you want. You can make any shapes you desire. And make sure that you cut deep enough, because after it's baked we're gonna add some syrup to it, so it's always needed to go through the middle of the baklava. So here we are doing the diamond shapes. If you need it to be exact, you can always measure with the scale of how much centimeters and diameters you're using. So after cutting the shapes, we're gonna use a lot of butter on top so that we have equal color and it's more puffed up after baking. And it's also important that you use hot butter so that it can soak all that fat in it. And after this, we're gonna just put some pistachios, crushed pistachios on top. And then we're gonna bake it for about 40 to 50 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Now see how puffed up it looks, so it's already done. So we made a syrup out of water, sugar, and some lemon and some cinnamon. And it's really hot, so you're gonna pour it with spoon just everywhere around the edges. So it's really important that you use some ladle or spoon so that it can go everywhere, not just pour it down with the container. So you're gonna spread it evenly everywhere so there's equal amount of sweetness to it. Not much sweet on the corner and less sweet in the middle. Also make sure that you can reach through the space in the middle of every diamond so there's syrup everywhere. And we're gonna finish it with some more pistachios on each of them in the middle. So the baklava is totally ready. Let it cool for a few minutes and then you can try it.